So everyone, please, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stage, Gold Director, Mr. Jerry Hayden.
So who is Seacret? Obviously, we're exciting, young, hip, not just young, but some like BA here. He's getting younger by the day. We're actually, guys, we're a global retail powerhouse established in 2005, so we're not just a brand new company. We're not the new kid on the block. It's important to understand, okay? We're a global powerhouse that's already been out there doing business and doing lots of business. Okay, so you're not aligning yourself with a company. You're not taking a look at some company that started last year. You're talking about a company that's been around the block. Hundreds of retail locations in 39 different countries. How many of you in here maybe been to the mall? Not maybe recently, but maybe in a couple years ago. I know I was one of those people. Went to the mall. Maybe you had some pretty girl come up and grab you, buff your nail. Maybe salt and oil scrub your hands. Maybe it was a pretty guy for some of you girls, right? Or maybe some of you guys. But I'll tell you what. I was a product of the product years ago. So when I took a look at Seacret, I said, hey. You know, I remember that. I bought some of these nail buffers. I bought some of these peeling gels. I bought these products before. I was very familiar with it. I had great experience with it. How many of you, prior to taking a look at Seacret or trying the products, had purchased or maybe seen some of our products at a retail location at a kiosk before? You guys are familiar with it, right? Was it not amazing stuff back then? It's only getting better. Now, we've done over 600 million in worldwide retail sales. That's important because, you know, we're not just starting, like we said, last week, last year, taking a look at just something that's, you know, completely new to the industry. We're a proven product with results that work instantly, and that's important to take a look at, okay? So 600 million worldwide in retail sales. They'd be, you know, and so what it tells me is that we have brand recognition worldwide. You guys agree? Yeah. People are aware of our products. They're already buying our products worldwide. That's a good thing when taking a look at a business or a company. There's no question is will it sell anywhere else? It's already selling. We've got 32 exclusive products with more in development. That's big. More products and more better, right? Right. And yeah, more better, right? And here's the thing. Who are the people that we're going out there sharing this with? Anybody with skin. You guys know a few of those? Anybody? That's who we're looking for. Cutting edge patented products. Absolutely. I mean, we have products, guys, that in literally 15 minutes will get rid of wrinkles. I'd say that's pretty cutting edge. Would you agree? We're manufactured by the best. Who's our manufacturer? We have manufacturing by L'Oreal. Anybody here ever heard of L'Oreal before? Yeah. We're actually the only company out of 500 brands that they actually don't own. That we still own our company, but they actually do our manufacturing for us. That's huge, you guys. Absolutely huge. And we just went into about a year and a half ago, moved into the direct selling or referral or relationship marketing aspect of it. That's why many of you here today. You heard maybe there's an opportunity for yourself. Anybody in here there's an opportunity to make some money? Yeah. Okay. Or maybe you just heard there's some amazing products that you're going to take a look at. So we're going to try some of those today. I like this. Because about 2,000 years ago, there was this lady, she was known for beauty. Cleopatra, maybe you've heard of her. Right? But think about this for a sec. See, it's Cleopatra, you know, here we are, she's like a legend, right? And here, 2,000 so years later, you know, when you think of beauty, first thing you think of is when you hear the name Cleopatra, you think of beauty, right? And some of you go, oh, eyebrows, eyelashes, whatever. But most people think of beauty, right? And here's what she credits her beauty to. She credits her beauty to her trips to the Dead Sea in her journals. That's huge, you guys, because that's what we're sharing with you today. We're showing Dead Sea products and why they're so amazing, why these minerals, why they work instantly. Millions have traveled there before. Has anybody in here ever been to the Dead Sea before? Have you? Awesome. Were you able to float in the water and throw mud on you and everything? See, because that's awesome. Did you have a good time? Awesome. See, now here's what we found. Going to the Dead Sea, going out to Israel, or it's between Israel and Jordan, going out to the Dead Sea is an expensive trip. Would you agree? So most people can't afford to just go out to the Dead Sea just to go hang out and play in the mud. So what we've done is we've actually taken the Dead Sea, and the best of it, we've actually brought it to you. So that way you can experience the Dead Sea and experience all the effects of it. So it's the lowest point on Earth at almost 1,400 feet above sea level. And here's the thing. 12 of the 26 minerals cannot be found in any other ocean, lake, sea, or body of water, just specifically in the Dead Sea. So it's very unique. It's a very unique place on Earth. Would you agree? Okay. Known for its incredible healing properties. I mean, some of you, who in here got to try on the salt and oil on your hands? How do your hands feel? Wow. Amazing? So here's the cool thing. We don't just do, we're not just wrinkle assassins, right? Yes, we are wrinkle assassins, international wrinkle assassins, we are, okay? But we're not just about wrinkles, we're about body solutions, facial solutions. We've got something for everybody. All right, so we're gonna get into it real quickly. We're gonna show you a lot of, share some stories. Check this out. You guys see this picture? This was, I think the gentleman, was it in Seattle? Epifanio? He's actually a friend of ours in Seattle. I believe it was eczema, right? So eczema, this is what his leg looked like, you guys, before he got hold of our products. And this was just 6 weeks, or not even 6 weeks, but if this was a difference in 6 weeks, this would be amazing. But 6 days later, guys, just using our body butter, look at the difference. I mean, that's like life-changing, would you agree? This is a gentleman who suffered with this like his whole life. There's a lot of people out there that suffer from skin disorders and skin diseases. And they need our products. They don't know it exists. And they're out there, paying big bucks to the doctors trying to help them with their stuff. And here's something as simple as the body butter. Look what it did. So facial solutions. We're gonna go over. So anybody here ever grew up with acne? I grew up with really bad acne, right? Now my son's 15. He's starting to get my acne as well. So I've definitely put him on some of these products, and it's done amazing things. But look at this. This young man. He's suffering from some acne. Growing up with acne, I'll tell you, it sucked. I used to take pills, I used to do all kinds of stuff. It would just dry out my face and hurt my face, and it wasn't happy. But look at the difference just by using our mud soap. Another thing, see, this was my first experience at Seacret about 4 years ago. I was walking through Washington Square, and I saw one of these, these booths. I couldn't escape them because I'm walking by, and you're 100 yards away, and they still grab you, pull you over, and buff your nail. And I ended up buying a bunch of these, like 4 or 5. I had no clue why I was buying them, but the girl had my credit card. Next thing you know, I was buying a bunch. But I gave them away as gifts. And here's what I found out: because inside you get a nice lotion, you get a nail buffer, you get this cuticle oil. I found out this was like the best Christmas present I could have ever had given. I gave it to like girlfriend, sister, mom, and it was around Christmas time. And I was like a hero for like 6 months later. Because they kept talking about, this is the best lotion ever. And I'm going, lotion? Are you kidding me? I'm a guy, lotion's lotion. But now that I'm a secret agent and I use these secret products, I'll tell you what, lotion's not just lotion and it's not secret. Would you agree? Absolutely. So, just last year alone, they sold over 3.5 million of these nail kits worldwide out of kiosks. I'd say they sell. Age-defying solutions. This is amazing stuff. You have BA? That's right. Peptide technology. Let's talk about what peptides do. You guys, after the age of about 28, 30, here's what happens to our skin. Our body stops producing collagen. That's why we start getting older, we start aging. And I'll tell you what, we have these amazing products where what these peptide technology do. You see this with all of our green line products. They actually go in and they put collagen directly into the areas of the skin that need the help. When you're lacking collagen in certain areas, with our peptide technology, you actually put it onto the areas that need it, and actually helps to get more, helps to make you look more younger. Okay, everybody here wants to look more younger, right?
Yes.
Totally. So that's pretty much it. And we're also paraben free. Parabens, for you guests out there, parabens are basically preservatives that have been linked to cancer. They're not good. Mineral rich, some of our Dead Sea mud masks, and this is funny. I actually did this the other night. I had my son and a bunch of us in the room, and even my mom. We did a mud mask together. It was a really fun family activity, and it's really fun because how many couples are in the room that have done mud masks together? Is it not a great bonding experience? Like you never thought, I never thought I'd be doing facials and having fun with this, but this is a blast. So Mineral Rich Clarifying Mud Mask does great things. How many of you look 10, 20 years younger? Yeah, like in 15, 20 minutes. Okay, so if we had a product out there that I could show you that actually made you look like you had Botox, okay, but no Botox, because Botox is bad. We had a product out there that actually in 15 minutes would actually tighten your face and get rid of wrinkles. Would that not be amazing? Yes or yes? All right, check this out. Here we go. Before and after, 15 minutes later, boom! This is just a picture of it in 15 minutes of what it can do. Now, I've seen products out there that claim to be able to get rid of wrinkles. Maybe they do, but it usually takes like 3, 4, 5 weeks. Nothing can do this in 15, 20 minutes. And the reason what it does is Essentially, guys, we have what's called nanoparticles. Okay, guess? It's just nanotechnology. Okay, it's amazing stuff. It literally goes over the wrinkles, and what it does, it creates kind of like a web. And then actually in 15 minutes, it pulls and tightens the wrinkles. It pops the wrinkles out so the blood can start flowing into areas that maybe haven't, had blood flowing in a while because you've got deep wrinkles. Okay, and so over time, and it lasts for about 2 to 3 weeks, the difference. But is it going to make all your wrinkles go away forever? No, it's not permanent. But guess what? It's the closest thing to it. And over time, it's actually going to help not just rejuvenate your skin, but it's going to make you look younger because now you get blood flow in areas you haven't had. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay, perfect. So the right products. We definitely have the right products, folks. And again, who's our market? Everybody with what? Chances are we know a few, right? Awesome. So what we're going to do, guys, I'm going to transition. It's actually my pleasure, my honor, to be able to bring up a gentleman right now who has literally, if it wasn't for him, none of us would be in this room today. None of us. And so with that, guys, please rise to your feet. Please welcome our co-founder, the man himself, Mr. Hayden Daughters.
Awesome. I'm excited to be here. You guys excited? Yeah! How many of you guys are guests here for the first time? Please raise your hand. Okay, awesome. Let's give all of our guests a round of applause. Appreciate you guys coming down and taking a look at Seacret for the very first time. I am just excited for the first time to come out here and spend some time and just get a chance to meet all of you. Just drove up we just took a train from Seattle. We had an amazing event last night. There were about 150 people there. It is incredible what is happening in this market right now. And I'm just curious, how many of you have ever wanted to be at the right place at the right time? Raise your hands, right? Okay. I know it sounds cliche, but I had always hoped and dreamed that I would get the opportunity one day to be at the right place at the right time. You always grow up, hear all these amazing stories about people who just happen to, maybe get a chance to get involved, like, no, it's okay.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. Right.
You guys can hear me, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So, getting a chance to hear about incredible stories about people that, were at the right place at the right time. That, I don't know, you guys ever see that movie Social Network? Mm-hmm. Like Mark Zuckerberg. I remember growing up thinking, dreaming, hoping that one day I would get an opportunity like that. Because I grew up from very, very humble beginnings. I started working probably when I was 8 years old with my father, landscaping. Any of you guys ever done landscaping before? So we do have some landscapers here, right? Now that is very motivating. When you're digging trenches and putting in sprinkler systems at a very young age, I really hope that one day I would get a chance to find a better way to be able to earn income in my life than doing that. And I always saw my dad work really, really hard. With his landscaping company, always worked 2 jobs and had a lot of different things going on in his life, and I thought there must be a better way, but I had no idea how I was going to do it. I had no idea how I would get an opportunity to become successful, and fortunately, good fortune came my way. A handful of years ago, I got a chance to get introduced to the industry of relationship marketing, and I had an actual friend of mine who dragged me down to a meeting a lot like this, and it was literally against my will. And I want to tell you, he kept calling me and calling me and calling me and calling me. And I kept saying, he was like, hey, I got this amazing opportunity. I want you to meet this rich guy. And he's going to show you how to get rich. And I said, that sounds really weird. I was like, no, thank you. Click. Hung up on him. He calls me again. I hung up on him again. Pretty soon, I'm rejecting his calls. One day, he called me from an anonymous number, and I pick up. He tricked me, right? And he said, listen, Hayden, will you come down and take a look at this opportunity? I'll buy you lunch. And at that time, of course, I was a college student, and free lunch sounded like a good idea for me. So I decided to come down, reluctantly, against my will, to a briefing a lot like this. And I remember coming in the back, walking in and kind of in the back, and everybody's all pumped up and excited. And I got introduced to this industry, like I said, a handful of years ago. And the gentleman that introduced me to it, I was really, really, really blown away. I was shocked. At the time, he was making a 6-figure monthly income. Now, I know that I remember when I heard that, I said, 6 figures of what? You mean a year? All right? They're saying, no, a month. How many of you guys would agree that most people are excited about making 6 figures in a year?
Yes.
Yeah. This guy was making more in a month than most people would dream of making in a year. And he was 27 years old, and he lived in Irvine, lived in a multi-million-dollar state, worked from home. You know, and the crazy thing about it wasn't his income. I'm not here to just kind of talk about his income, but the crazy thing about it was he lived a lifestyle that I thought was unbelievable. And the fact that he got a chance to be there for his kids, you know, coach his kids' football team. He got a chance to travel around the world with his family and actually have money and some time at the same time. I mean, there's a lot of people, and there's probably people in the room, you might make a lot of income right now, but in traditional business, if you run a business, you don't have a lot of free time at the same time. Would you agree? Right? It's kind of challenging to be able to do that. So when I saw this individual that was making an amazing income, but still had the time, I was really intrigued. I was really confused how that could be possible. How could you make a 6-figure monthly income and still have time and freedom at the exact same time? You know, and I tracked him down after a presentation because I was blown away by this concept, and I asked him, I go, how do you do it? How are you able to make this kind of income? And he goes on to take out this little book. It was his book of business. It's called he called it his genealogy. And it was this big. I said, you got a big family. You know what I'm saying? What is it? He said, no, this is my sales organization. He's like, hey, I've learned how to build sales team over the years. And he showed me that he had hundreds of thousands of people in this book. And he starts to flip through it. Kind of flipping through it, and he's like, this is my team in the U.S. Like, this is my team in Canada. This is my team in Mexico. Like, this is my team in Brazil. This is my team in Cuba, right? He's like, this is my team everywhere. He's going through it. He's like, this is my team in Korea. This is my team in Japan. This is my team in Australia. And he says, these are all people that work with me, part of my sales organization. And every single time one of them sells a product, I make a little bit of money on it. He's like, now I'm in a position where when I go to sleep tonight, he's like, I'm going to make more money while I was sleeping than when I was awake. Because I have people on the other side of the world in Asia that are waking up. Now that concept blew my mind. Matter of fact, I didn't sleep for at least a week. And still to this day, I think it's absolutely unbelievable. And I wish I could, and hopefully sometime I can introduce you already in just about a little over a year and a half that we've been in business here in Seacret, the kind of incomes. We just had multiple, how many of you guys were in Huntington Beach at our convention? You guys have a good time? Yeah. We have some fun here at Seacret, but we had multiple people promoted to what we call our 7-figure club. We've already earned over 7 figures here at Seacret. And we've been in business for over a year and a half. Now let me tell you why this is such a tremendous opportunity right now, like nothing else before. I mentioned those other companies, and a lot of you guys have heard about those companies, but this is a little bit different, and let me tell you why. Seacret has already been successful in a retail space. Seacret has already done, just like Jaron said, over $600 million in sales. They've already expanded an international base. They already have L'Oreal that's manufacturing the products. So all that stuff is already done. We have a fully developed product line. We have a global distribution in place. We have a successful track record. We have results that are proven that you can see. So all of this stuff is in place, okay, which would be normally, in most cases, a fully developed company. But here's the reality. You have a ground floor opportunity looking at this company for the first time. Now, think about that for just a moment. See if I can articulate this well. Why is it a ground floor opportunity? How can you have a fully developed company that's had all this success, but then it's a ground floor opportunity for you? Because we're just transitioning into relationship marketing. What does that mean? We've built a base in retail, so we have that success. But what we're doing is we're transitioning it into relationship marketing. What is that? Referral-based marketing, word-of-mouth advertising. So we give you an opportunity to actually build your own business. Not with the kiosk, not with the retail store, right? So that you can build a distribution network, just like the individual who introduced me to the business that had hundreds of thousands of people. You have that possibility, or 100 or 10, and you could be able to earn an income on that. See, a lot of people have always wanted to be at the very beginning of the next big thing, but you don't know what the next big thing is. Would you guys agree? Okay? Hard to tell. It's very difficult to tell what's going to make it, what's going to be successful. But here's the reality. Here at Seacret, you don't have to figure out whether or not this is going to work. whether or not these products are going to work. Would you guys agree?
Yes.
They already work. You don't have to figure out whether or not the manufacturer is good. L'Oreal's pretty good. Would you guys agree?
Yes.
Just think about it. You don't have to figure out whether this company will ever go international. It's already international. But you're one of the first, in the first year and a half, you're one of the first people to ever look at this opportunity and actually go out there and benefit from the relationship marketing. So you're here at the very, very beginning. Is anybody excited about it? We've got an unbelievable compensation plan, and I just want to share that briefly with you today. Today we're actually, for those of you that are guests and you're here for the first time, you're going to have an opportunity to stick around for the training. You're going to have an opportunity to kind of hear the basics of how to build this business. But before we do that, we want to share with you the income opportunity. So there's 5 different ways you can earn income here at Seacret. The first is through retail product sales. Of course, that's going out there and marketing and selling product. Very simple. Now, how do we do that? We host something called wow parties. Everybody say wow parties.
Wow.
They're fun. Wow parties are an opportunity for you to actually introduce somebody to the products, give them an experience of the products. See, that's what we're all about here at Seacret. We want to give somebody an experience. And that's what makes it so unique in this space. Instead of being at a kiosk where you got to sit somebody down and do a demonstration and they don't want to stop, you guys ever had that experience, right? Instead of doing that, we do it in a comfortable environment like your home, where you can sit down, relax, give somebody an experience of our products. Let them try the mask. Let them try the products before they buy it. And of course, they'll have an opportunity to purchase. And every time you sell anything in retail, as a Seacret agent, you can earn anywhere from 30 to 50% on that. So very simple, it's retail sales. Now let's talk about just an example of the kind of retail profit you can make. We showed you the nail buffer. Agent price, as a Seacret agent, you can get it for wholesale at $19.95. The retail price is $49.95. That's over $30 in profit just from one sale. Is that pretty good?
Yeah.
Think about that. The average wow party, let's say it's $500. Let's say the average wow party is $500. Think about the kind of income. What if that took you a couple hours? You can make a couple $100 for a couple hours. Is that great income?
Yeah.
Great part-time income just around what you're doing. And that's the amazing thing about this business is that you can start part-time and you can work it around your full-time schedule. So there's some definite significant income that you can earn just from a retail side. Now we have something called the Preferred Customer Program, and I'll share with you that very briefly. It gives customers incredible benefits. And let me share with you a little bit about our Preferred Customer Program. We give huge discounts off retail prices, anywhere from 40 to 60% discount to our preferred customers. Convenient monthly replenishment. Now what is this? Okay, this is actually a service that we provide that gives them their monthly regimen. So every month they can receive their products. Now, here's why this is so powerful. When you're going out there and building a business, my mentor actually introduced me to a concept that is unbelievable. It's called residual income. You guys ever heard of, how many of you guys heard of residual before? Residual. I didn't know, when they first introduced me to residual, I had no idea what they meant. I thought it was like something left over on the side of a pan. You know what I'm saying? Like residual, what is, residual is doing something once and getting paid month after month after month after month. See, my mentor explained to me that there's really, if you look at it in America, 5% of the people in America are financially independent. 95% of people go through their entire life living what we call paycheck to paycheck. Right? I don't know if anybody's ever experienced this. This is how it was for me. I used to work at BF Chang's. I would go to work on Monday. I'd get a check on Friday. I was broke by Saturday night. Anybody ever had that experience before, right? This is how I did it. Why? My mentor shared with me, he said, hey, 95% of people, they trade time for money. They work an hour, they get paid for an hour, but when they don't work, what happens? They don't get paid. See, that's a reality of how most people go through their entire life. Or even a doctor or a lawyer. You have a client or a patient today, you're making money, but if you don't have a client or a patient tomorrow, you're not making money. Even if you have a retail store, a lot of times you have to be there physically to open the door to be able to earn income on that. See, that's the reality of the majority of people go through their entire life earning income in these kinds of ways. My mentor explained to me that 5% of people who are financially independent make money through what we call residual income. I mean, they do something once and they get paid over and over and over and over and over again for it. So here's what we do here at Seacret. We give you the ability to be able to build a residual income with a preferred customer base. So as you're building preferred customers, customers are going to spend money every single what? Month. So you get paid for that every single month. So imagine that, doing something once and getting paid over and over and over and over again for it. Now, our customers want to do that because they get incredible benefits. Like I said, they get a 40 to 60% discount every time they spend money. Our customers, every time they spend money, we give back 10% of that in free product credit. So if they spend $100, we give them $10 back so that they can buy more product. Is that pretty awesome?
Awesome.
Right? So think about this. They get birthday gifts, just because gifts, no contracts or anything like that for our preferred customer program. So our preferred customers get some incredible benefits. So here's what happens. They get a significant discount, but also when you're enrolling a brand new preferred customer, we'll pay you up to 50% of their first order. So when you think about this, customer places an order for $99, right? $99. You get paid a $50 bonus for that. So you get up to 50% of the first order for brand new preferred customers. So now we also have something called our Enroll 4 Pay No More program. Now what is that? What this is, and customers and agents can all take advantage of this. Let's say a customer refers 4 customers, they can get their product 100% for free. As an agent, you refer 4 customers to the company, you get your product for free. So imagine if you could just get your skincare products every single month for free. Is that a pretty good benefit?
Yeah.
So that's a program that's going to help you build a customer base incredibly fast. Now let's talk about what really got me excited in this business, which is called team commissions. This is the ability to earn income, not just on your own efforts, but on the successes, I like to say, of many people. When you help other people have success in this business, let's say you introduce somebody to Seacret. They come down to a presentation like this, or maybe come down to a Wild Party, and they see an opportunity for themselves to make income. When you help them have success, you can earn income on the success that they have here at Seacret. So let me share that. How many of you have 2 friends? Okay. So the rest, if you don't have 2 friends, right, we have a thing called Facebook, right? Or we'll introduce you to a couple of people afterwards, right? So if you have 2 friends right now, you can do this business. Let's say you introduce, how many of you know 2 people right now that are overworked and underpaid? 2 people right now that are sick and tired of being sick and tired. Right? That would be interested in having 6 Saturdays and a Sunday. Right? Guess know anybody like that. Okay. So what you do is you introduce them to Seacret. And let's say they see an opportunity and they get started. Well, they will be on your team. And every time they go out there and sell a product, you can earn income on that. Well, let me share with you how that works. Now let's talk about the power of 2. Let's say you introduce 2 people, and then they introduce a couple of people. And then they introduce a couple of people, and so on and so forth. What happens is over time, you will begin to build a team. Now, this is not some overnight thing. I'm not telling you that, that tomorrow, 1 week, and 1 month, you're just going to build this big old massive team and get rich. It takes some work, and it takes some time, and it takes some consistency. But over time, let's say you duplicated that. 2 introduced 2 would turn into 4. 4 introduced 2 would turn into 8. 8 introduced 2 would turn into 16, 32, 64, 128. And over a period of time, you're going to build an organization. See, the total in this example, let's say you duplicated that process over 12 months, would be 8,000. Now, obviously, that's a huge example. It doesn't happen for everybody like that. We think about right now, for example, Jared Davis, you got a chance to hear him earlier. How long have you been in the company?
Christmas.
Since Christmas, so almost about a year. Now, how many people do you have on your team?
2,200 roughly.
2,200. There's 22 agents on his team right now. They're going out there building. Now, do you think he introduced 2,200? No, he didn't introduce. How many did you introduce? Handful?
Yeah, maybe 40.
Maybe 40. So he's serious. But see, the reality is he didn't do 2,200. Would you guys agree? But he went out there and he taught those people to do the exact same thing. And over time, you start to build a team. Now, that's 2,200 people. He didn't introduce all those people, but every time they do something, you get paid. Am I correct? Right? Now, here's how that works. Let me share with you that briefly. You can earn up to 15% of the team business volume. So imagine this. This is of your lesser team. So you're going to have 2 teams, a left team and a right team. One team is going to be bigger. One team is going to be, right, your lesser team. And it's going to change from week to week to week. But let's say that your team did, I'll give you an example of how this works. Let's say your whole team, your lesser team did 1,000 in sales volume. You earn 15% of that. That's how much? $150. Is that simple enough? Now that's just 1,000. What if that was 10,000? 1,500. What if that was 100,000? $15,000. See, there's no limit to the size your team can grow. So the larger it grows, the more income that you earn. Does that make sense, everybody?
Yeah.
Right? Now, there is a limit to the amount that we will pay you in team commissions, though. The maximum you can earn in team commissions is $25,000 a week. No, seriously, that's the maximum, and people do cap it, and they're like, why do you cap it? We can only pay to so much depth, but the max, we already do have people in the company that are earning over $25,000 a week from their team commissions that they've built in. So it happens. Definitely got to go out there. Now, it doesn't happen for everybody, but maybe you don't want to build a big, massive team. That's okay. You decide for you. It depends on how much work you put into it, and we're going to show you exactly how to do that today in the training. So let's go ahead and move forward. We also have something that we call leadership check match. Let me explain to you what this is. When you become what we call a bronze agent in the company, you're going to see some people that are actually promoted to bronze today. When you become a bronze agent, we start to pay you what we call a leadership check match. And this is a check match for helping somebody become successful. So let's say I introduce Mike Burns here. Okay? I'm a bronze, he's a bronze agent. You guys all follow me so far? Okay. He earns $1,000. I earn 20% of that in what we call leadership check match. So how much income is that for me? $200. Is that pretty simple? Now, here's the thing. There's no limit to the number of people I can introduce. So let's say I introduce 5. I get $200 on each one of them. That's $1,000 right there as a bronze agent. Now, here's what happens. As you advance through the ranks, so as you become a silver agent, we're now going to pay you on a second generation. So anybody that Mike introduces Jared over here, now not only do I get 20% on his earnings for team commission, but I can also earn 10% now on Jared. You guys all follow me so far? So it's very simple. As you advance to the higher ranks, you become a gold, you get paid on 3 generations. A ruby, you're paid on 4 generations. That's our leadership check match program. We also have what we call rank advancement bonuses. Every time you advance to a higher rank in the company, we are going to send you a check. Now, I don't know about you, I thought this was a lot better if you had checks. When I advanced rank, I just kind of got a pat on the back and more responsibility. But here, we send you a check. Okay? So when you become a star, we pay you $15. Star builder means that you help 2 people become stars. You get a $50 check. When you become a bronze agent, you get $125. As you continue to advance, when you become a silver, you get paid a $1,000 rank advancement bonus. When you become a gold, you're paid a $3,000 rank advancement bonus. Ruby, $7,000. Emerald, $40,000. Diamond, $200,000. We just paid out a $200,000 rank advancement bonus. Imagine that in 1 week. Somebody had a good year last week. You know what I'm saying? Double diamond, $250,000. Our rank advancement bonus at the Crown executive rank is $1 million rank advancement bonus. Now we also have what we call our Drive Your Dreams program. How many of you would like a new car? Okay. When you qualify at the silver rank, what we do is we pay you $600 every 4 weeks for your car, towards your car. As you get higher and higher through the ranks, when you become a gold, ruby, emerald, diamond, all the way up to crown, we'll pay it all the way up to $3,000 every 4 weeks towards the car of your choice. We're not going to tell you, hey, you got to get a Mercedes, you got to get a Lexus, whatever you want. Maybe you already have a car, and you just want to take the money. You can do that as well, right? So anywhere from $600 to $3,000. We also have a monthly lifestyle bonus, anywhere from $600 at gold it starts, all the way to $3,000 at the crown position. So as you can see, obviously by now, I'm pretty confident you can see clearly that there's a lot of income in this compensation plan. Would you guys agree with that? Yeah. So, here's what we understand. That the more money we pay you, the more you're going to promote Seacret. Right? You see why everybody's so pumped up right now? All the Seacret agents running around here? Now, we're going to show you exactly how to do it today. That's the most important thing. Because I can show you, okay, great, right, there's all this income, but we're going to show you how to do it. It's very simple, it's very basic. So we're going to go through the steps on this. We also have what we call a lifetime points program, where you can earn all types of great things, like a laptop or a car paid for cash, or a dream vacation for your family. So we'll talk more about that later. But how do you get started in Seacret? Let's talk about that briefly. Getting started as a Seacret agent. I'm curious, has anybody ever wanted to be a Seacret agent before? Yeah. Just watched the James Bond movie last night. That was pretty cool. pumped up to be Seacret agent, right? So here at Seacret, you can be a Seacret agent. And we give you this little agent kit right when you get started. Now, here's the exciting thing about this. When you start, you're not getting you're not starting here to work for us. Okay? You're not getting another job. You work for yourself. It's your own business. Okay, what does that mean? It's a business that you build that's willable, that's transferable. Right? You could transfer it to somebody. You could sell it. You know, your family will inherit the income that you build here. Is that pretty exciting? So you're building an actual asset. Now, what does it normally take to get a business for yourself? Yeah, so the reality is that I grew up knowing that the successful people, the people that really live the dream lifestyle that I wanted to have, that they typically own businesses. They're entrepreneurs. But for me, I didn't know how to do that. I had no idea how I would make that happen because it's very, would you guys agree, it's very expensive to get in business? Yeah. Right? You think about it, what does it normally take to go out there and start a business? Let's say you wanted to start a McDonald's. That'd be a good idea. Would you guys agree? Maybe a franchise or something like that. How much that cost? Only about $1 million. I don't know about you, but I didn't have an extra $1 million to go in business for myself in the very beginning. So $1 million to do that, you know, be great, successful, but you got to have that to begin with. Or maybe you just want to go out there and start your own small business. Average small business in America costs about approximately $80,000 to $100,000 to start to get a business for yourself. Any small business owners in the room? You know, it's expensive to get your own business started. 9 out of 10 small businesses go out of business in their very first year. The reality is going out there and doing that, it's a big risk. Would you agree?
Yes.
Here's and you're limited on what you can actually do. Now think about this business. You actually have an unlimited income potential. There's no limit. Matter of fact, you don't have to worry about manufacturing. We do that. You don't have to worry about your accounting. We do that. You get a whole back office. It shows your checks and everything, and you break it all down. You don't have to worry about customer service. We do that. You don't have to worry about any of that. You're just building a business, and you get to get the profit from it. So I know we've got some people that are business owners. Think about that just for a moment, the value of it. Once you've run a business, you know exactly what I'm saying. And here's what, you get all that. All you got to do is pay $49. What is $49? First of all, that's your registration to be an agent. All we're doing is setting you up with you get your website and all that back office, all that support, everything is $49. And we send you this agent kit that gives you a lot of tools. You'll see it here on how you build your business right from the very beginning. So is that pretty awesome? Awesome. And you're a business for yourself. And it's just a one-time annual renewal, or every year, it's $49. Pays for your website, everything. So very simple. In addition to that, what a lot of people do is they get a product order. Now, would you agree with me that going out there and trying to demonstrate these products, let's say I had this, and I hosted a wow party. I'm going to share with you, we're going to train you a little bit about what that is today, but I hosted a wow party, and this is all I had. just some brochures. I said, can you imagine how this salt and oil would feel on your skin? Right? But it's kind of difficult to do, would you agree? So you're going to want to have some products. Some products so that you can demonstrate, so people can experience the products. They're your products, and if you just want to use them for yourself, just because you love them, and you want to get the discount, you can do that as well. But I would encourage you to get some products so that you can demonstrate the products. So here's the different options. We put together some great packages just to get started. You can do a basic set. This is salt and oil, buffer, cleansing milk, toner. This is peeling gel, face cream, mud mask. This is a basic set. You can do a wow party. Take somebody through an entire regimen. It's only $150 plus your $49 agent kit. That's $199. The total value is $382. So you get a significant discount just for being an agent. Now, what most people are doing right now is they're getting started with what we call the premium package. Yeah, the premium set is $550. It's only $599 with the agent kit, and you get all the products. You get over 1,300 in retail products for $599. Is that an incredible value?
Yes.
Right? And you're going to have all of our wow products, like the Recover. How many of you guys thought that was pretty exciting? When you look at that, you see, when you could show somebody instantly reduce the appearance of their fine lines and wrinkles within 15 minutes, they're blown away. How about that, the M4 magnetic mud mask? Was that pretty incredible? If you haven't seen that, you want to see a demonstration of that, it's an unbelievable product. It comes in the premium package. So it's $599, premium set. And we also have what we call our special agent set. Now this is for those of you in the room here, your attitude is, you know, you're like me. I remember when I first saw the opportunity, I was so excited. My attitude was go big or go home. You want to make a lot of money in a short amount of time. Right, if that's your mentality, then you're going to want to get started at the special agent set. This is $1,499, but we give you over $3,700 in the product. Here's what we also do. We pay you as a bronze from the beginning. So you get a higher commission level, and you start earning that leadership check match right out of the gates with the special agent set. So whatever you do, whether it's a special agent, whether it's a premium, whether it's a basic, whatever you do, just get some product in the beginning so that you can start demoing the product and sharing the products. And you're going to get customers and you're going to get agents. Because when you show people products and they say, wow, don't you think they're going to be interested in becoming your customers or agents? Yes. Absolutely, when they see the kind of results that these products have. So we coach at bronze right from the beginning. So how do you get started? I believe today there's two types of people. Okay, you either have customers, you want to become a preferred customer, support the person who invited you down. I'm sure you probably spend money on skincare products. The average American right now spends anywhere from $80 to $100 a month on products that are related to skincare. So, if you know, support the person that introduced you down here. Try our products, you're going to love them. So either A, become a preferred customer, or become a Seacret agent. And we definitely want to welcome you to the team. I'm going to show you that there's only 4 things that you ever have to learn here at Seacret to become incredibly successful. I'm going to take you through each one of those steps today. So with that being said, thank you guys very much.
Now is really where we're gonna, the rubber's gonna meet the road. This is really what you guys are here for. Those are your agents. This is where we're gonna learn from really, you know, one of the best in the industry. And I'm so excited to have him back up. I mean, this is just huge, you guys. That he's here in our marketplace, and he came just so last minute. And I just want to thank him personally for being here and just being such a servant leader that he is, and just being such a cool guy. Is he not cool or what, you guys? A lot of fun here. So please help me welcome back to the stage for our training today, co-founder, Mr. Hayden Daughters.
Advanced their rank, star builders, bronze, silver, gold. I just want to tell all of our silvers and golds that we also have I don't know if you remember, we just announced we're doing a vacation, right? That's going to be, you have to be a ruby. So it's time to advance to the next rank. We actually do vacations here. Anybody that qualifies for the ruby position, you know, we're going to actually be sending you on a vacation to the Dominican Republic. And so it's going to be fun. We're going to have some fun together. I know you guys are going to qualify, or silvers. Anybody in this room, anybody can qualify if you get to work, and we're going to show you how to do it. But, you know, before I dive into the training today and kind of dive into some of the topics that I want to share with each and every single one of you, I just want to say, first of all, Seacret, to me, I think it's just unbelievable to see what's happening right now in the market. I kind of wake up and I feel like I have to pinch myself. When I come and I get a chance to meet all of you and get a chance to spend some time with all of you and hear about your success stories, hear about really what's happening. And, I see people that are qualifying for these high levels and now qualifying for our Drive Your Dream program. Anybody that's a silver right now, they're getting a car bonus from Seacret every single month. Is that pretty cool or what? Yeah. I mean, we have people right now that are really living their dreams through this company. And I'll tell you, a lot of times I hear people say, man, you and your partners, you guys are all working so hard to build this company. But you know what gets us excited every single day when we wake up? When we get to hear these stories. It makes it all worth it. All the hard work, the effort that we put into Seacret, to see it actually materialize and you living your dreams through this opportunity is really why we started Seacret. Now, I've been in the industry for many years. Gotten a chance to work with a couple different companies, and when I was introduced to Seacret's product line, of course, I was blown away. I was impressed by the products. I knew that the products in this environment would be an incredible opportunity for anybody because the products did all the work. Would you guys agree with that? I mean, you don't have to be good. You know, I remember the first time when I got started, I was a little bit nervous about sharing with somebody the concept of doing, of starting Seacret. I remember when Betty and I were just starting out, and I'll just share with you kind of a little bit of the background of this story. To see where it is today to where we were when we started, you would be blown away too. Because we didn't have anything when we started. We had this amazing company that was Seacret, and they agreed to let us use the products and sell the products, but they weren't 100% behind this whole concept. Matter of fact, they were a little bit skeptical about transitioning their business model in the very beginning. I mean, think about it, wouldn't you? If you're making $100 million a year in a retail side, would you think it'd be a good idea just to switch your business model over to something new? They were a little bit skeptical. But we believed in it. And I think more than that, we believed in actually creating the kind of opportunity that we always wanted to have. The kind of opportunity, the kind of environment, the kind of culture, the kind of family that we always wanted to experience in the business. Because we didn't feel that in the previous companies that we had worked with. We felt something was missing. And we thought we had an amazing opportunity to create that here at Seacret. But when we started, we didn't have a website. So imagine doing this business and telling somebody about this unbelievable business that you're going to build, but you don't really have a website to show them. Right? We didn't have, how many of you think our virtual, like our back office and all that stuff's pretty cool, huh? Yeah. We didn't have that. We didn't have all this fancy stuff. We didn't have flip charts and agent kits and samples. We didn't have any of that. We had the product. So when I started to go around to a lot of our friends and a lot of people that I had worked with through the years, we worked for big companies. The company we worked for before was already doing $1 billion in sales. The company before that was already doing $500 million in sales. So my friends, my contacts, the people that I worked with, they were all used to working with very big, successful companies. And they were already making great incomes in these companies. And when I decided to bring Seacret to them and say, hey, I got a great idea, there's a lot of people that laughed at me. Can you picture that? they thought you are crazy, Hayden. They thought, Betty and Hayden, you guys have lost your minds, right? What are you thinking? Matter of fact, what I realized in the beginning was that I didn't even just talk about the business first. I said, you know what? Before we talk about the business, let me show you my products. That would always be what I did. I always led with the products. Because I knew that the products would do all the heavy lifting. After a few minutes of doing a demonstration, I'd sit down, I'd show them, okay, let me show you this buffer, right? Pretty excited, and I say, let me just show you the salt and oil. I show them, I take them through the whole demonstration process. And after sitting with them for about 15 to 20 minutes, I would see people that wanted nothing to do with anything I had to say go from really, really negative to, wow. Did you guys agree? Yes. I mean, it's an unbelievable thing. It's why we knew this would work so good, because I had never seen anything like it before. I'd never seen a product that had this kind of emotional reaction from somebody when I demonstrated it. So, taking that into this environment, we knew it would be a great opportunity, but I'll tell you, it was it was a long shot. It really was. I mean, this company now going to Korea? You guys believe that? I mean, is that amazing or what? Yeah. You guys realize that we are right now in the pre-market phase. We're opening up Korea. Nearly doing, I think this month, maybe $5 million in sales. Wow. Just opening up. We're now going to be expanding into Mexico. Anybody excited about Mexico? Yeah. How about Canada? Right, Canada's on the map right now. So now going international, and it's just absolutely unbelievable to think about where we were, literally just a short period of time ago, sharing an idea. It was really just an idea, and an amazing product, and going out there and just doing the basics can now multiply into many tens of thousands of distributors that are growing international all over the world. But I want to tell you something. We didn't do anything crazy. I mean, there's nothing remarkable or unbelievable about us. when we went out there and built this company. Matter of fact, I wish I could tell you when I started out in this industry that I was any good, but I was horrible. Let me tell you how bad it was. My first 30 people that I introduced to the opportunity all laughed at me and said no. Now some of you are brand new, and I see you're getting promoted to star. Maybe you hosted your first spa party, and you're going out there, and you've signed up an agent, and you've got a customer. Imagine your first 30 people all telling you no. A little bit frustrating. Do you guys agree? So we wasn't definitely, any good at this in the very beginning. And matter of fact, I mean, how many of you are brand new? Maybe in your very first month. Raise your hand. Right. So we have some people, maybe first month. Don't be shy. Right. So first month. Now, when you just get started, when you're brand new in the business, you go through a little bit of what we call an emotional roller coaster. You deal with a little bit of the rejection. You're going to learn some of the basics. And hopefully, what we can share with you today will help you kind of get through those first early stages to help you have the success that you want to have out of the gates here. So the first thing that I want to share with you today, though, is what we call the 4 stages of learning. See, when we start out in anything in life, when you're going out to learn anything in life, the very first stage is what we call unconscious incompetent. Now, when I started, how many of you guys have ever met anybody with a really, really big ego or a really tiny bank account? Right? You guys know anybody like that? That was me right when I got started in relationship marketing. I thought I knew everything. I was like, oh yeah, I know how to do this, no problem. They used to tell me to be coachable. They used to tell me, follow the system, all the stuff that you're going to hear today. And I really didn't listen. I just thought, oh yeah, I'm just going to go out there and I'm just going to do it. And I just did all the wrong things, made all the mistakes in the very beginning. And a lot of you may have done that already. Or maybe if in your first month you're going through it and you're experiencing it right now. You're in the very beginning stage. It's called unconscious incompetent. Now, let me kind of give you a little bit of a visual, help you understand. How many of you have ever, let's say, driven a stick shift before? Car. Okay. Now, I remember this. I remember when I was 15, had my permit, right? My stepmother had a little blue Acura, and I had my permit, and I decided that I was going to take it for a spin. I thought, hey, it'd be a good idea. I can just, take the car. And then when I walked in, and it was a stick shift, and I was all excited because I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going to drive this thing, right? I thought it'd be no problem. I thought it'd be, simple to do. I was going to take this thing, I was going to drive it all over the place, right? I was going to go drive down the street. At that point in stage, I was unconscious incompetent. I didn't know what I didn't know. I didn't know that I couldn't do it. Is that going to make sense to anybody here, right? So, the interesting thing is, I get behind the wheel, I start to, I turn on the key, right? And nothing happens, right? It's kind of stutters out on me, right? And I just keep doing that. I mess around with it for forever, and I can't figure it out. Like, man, what is going on here? Next thing I do is I put my foot on this thing. I didn't know what it was at the time, but I guess it was a clutch, right? I put my foot on the clutch, and the thing starts to go, right? It starts to turn. And it just like, for a moment, it's kind of like, you know what I mean? It starts for a second, and then I put my foot off the clutch, and then what happens? Just stalls out. Right? So I'm messing around with this thing for like half an hour. And finally, I get it to stay on, because I realize that I got to get my foot in there. Right? And then I put it into reverse, because it says an R, and I'm just figuring nobody's teaching me how to do this, and I reverse it out the driveway, and I'm kind of going back, and finally I get it down, and I start to roll down the hill, and I just, just keep, you guys know exactly what I'm saying, right? And then I come up to a stop sign that's faced uphill. Oh. Done, right? And I just couldn't, I was stuck. Next thing I know, after messing around with it for, another 20 to 30 minutes, I finally called up one of my friends and I was like, hey, I just took my stepmom's car and I'm stuck at a stop sign, I need some help. You know how to drive a stick, right? And he came and he showed me how to do it, and then, you know, taught me, and I went and parked the car and just didn't mess around with it anymore, right? So this is a bad idea. Now, here's what I say, that at the point when I was sitting at that stop sign, and I called my friend, and I said, hey, I don't know how to do this thing. I don't know how to drive it. That's what I would like to say is the next stage of learning, which is conscious incompetent, which is where I knew that I didn't know what I was doing. I admitted, I kind of like understood that, hey, I don't know what I'm doing, right? I need help. I need to listen. I need to probably pay attention to somebody else who knows how to do it so that they can show me how to do it. Does that kind of make sense to anybody here? That's conscious incompetent. Now, that's a really powerful stage in this business. All right, when you're going out there in Seacret, a lot of times in the beginning, what we do is we are unconscious incompetent right out of the gates. Most people, meaning that you don't know exactly what to do. We're going to say, here's how you do it, here's the system, here's exactly how you do it. And I see people get involved in the business all the time, and they have all these amazing ideas. And anybody met anybody right at the beginning? They've got all these incredible ideas of exactly how they're going to do it. The weird thing about this is that you're going to find out that this business is normally, everything that you normally think you should do is kind of the opposite. Now, I'll share with you that today. It's really, really interesting. But a lot of people think, okay, well, you know what? I'm going to get an ad in a magazine. I'll post an ad in a magazine. And I'm going to get tons of leads, and then I'm going to work those leads, and those are going to become successful. Or I'm going to go sign up at, Walmart. You say, I'm going to go sign up Walmart. I got that call the other day from somebody, right? I'm going to go sign up Walmart, and they're going to sell the products, and then I'm going to be super successful doing that. I hear all types of ideas. I mean, and you guys met anybody that has those ideas? I had all those. When I started in the business, I would not listen to anything that they told me to do. I tried everything else. Literally, I tried everything else. I tried every other type of marketing, anything that was opposite from the system that they were trying to teach me. And that's why I went through 30 people in the beginning and didn't sign up one. You guys follow me on that? So it was really... It wasn't working out. And I got to a point where I was so frustrated, kind of like me sitting at that stop sign, right? And I said, I called my mentor and I said, listen, I'm ready to be coachable. I'm ready to pay attention. Can you really show me how to do this thing? And I'm going to listen to everything that you say. I'm not going to question it. I'm not going to debate it. And I'm going to be coachable. And that's when I started to experience success in this business. That's conscious incompetent. I think it's a very powerful stage to be at because it's where you can start learning, right? Where you can start getting into the place. Then after a while, you're going to follow the system. Here's what happens, right? And I think about like driving that state, conscious, competent. Now, how many of you? Okay, raise your hand once again. You drove a stick shift before, or you know how to drive a stick? Okay, when you just learned how to do it, somebody showed you. They showed you got to put the clutch in, right? You got to press the clutch every time and then shift in the second gear, and then you're going to go in the third gear and you got to press the clutch again and shift in the third gear, right? But you really have to focus on it. Would you agree? Right? You really have to pay attention to every little detail that you're doing, and you have to do it exactly like you really have to put a lot of focus and effort into it. I remember that. That would be a stage. That would be the stage of what we call conscious competence. That's where you know how to do it. You can do it, but you still have to focus on it. You still have to put effort and a lot of focus into doing it. Does that make sense, everybody? Right? That's conscious competence. Well, what is that in this business? Matter of fact, I think it's actually a very powerful stage. A lot of people that you see who just got promoted to star builder, right? You learn how to do the basics. It means you signed somebody up. You got a few customers. You hosted a successful spa party, right? You went out there and you had success doing that. So you went out and did that, but you really had to focus on it to get those first couple. Do you guys agree? Right? So you really have to focus. Some of you did it effortlessly, right? Because the products do all the work. But the reality, some of you have to focus on it right at the beginning. And I remember that stage, right when I first learned how to do it. I remember the first time I signed an agent up. It was like amazing. Is it like an amazing experience? Like somebody's actually going to do this with me. Awesome, right? And then, but I'll tell you what, that is actually one of the most powerful stages in this business, is conscious competence. And I'll tell you why. It's when you're the most productive. because you get so excited about it. You know, I remember the first time I learned how to drive that stick and I could actually do it. I wanted to drive every day, all day long, everywhere. Right? You guys follow me? Because you're so excited about it because you just figured it out. It just clicked for you. And a lot of you are in that stage where you just start to figure it out and it's just starting to click for you and you do so much of it. Right? It's one of the most productive stages there is. Conscious competence. The next stage is what we call unconscious competent. This is where you know how to do it in your sleep. Right? You're like Jaron Davis over here. can't help it. You know, Mike Byrne, you know how to do this thing unconsciously. You think about driving that stick. Now when you drive, how many of you guys are driving and texting and you know what I mean? You know what I mean? And talking on the phone and reading a book. No, you don't do that hopefully. But you don't even have to think about it. You could drive hours and it's unconscious to you. That will also happen for you in this business as well. You'll get to that stage. Where building a team like this, your own team, will happen within 60 to 90 days, like that. Don't even have to think about it. Because you know exactly what to do. Matter of fact, you don't even have to think about it, you just do it. It just becomes second nature to you. So when you plug into the system, you plug into regionals like this, you plug into university trainings, you consistently do it. Once you get it, right? Once you get to the stage of first, consciously competent, coming to that point of learning where you realize that you gotta be coachable. You gotta understand and learn the basics and learn the fundamentals of this business. Once you come to that point and you start to learn this business and start to focus on the fundamentals, because the fundamentals are everything. What I'm going to talk to you about, I'm kind of a fundamental person. You'll see some people are more inspirational, I'm more fundamentals. Let me show you exactly how to do it, because that's the way my brain thinks. But when I got started, I was like, just show me exactly what to do. So this business is all about the fundamentals. When you focus on the fundamentals, how many of you, do you have any golfers? Any golfers in the room? Anybody? A couple golfers? So if you're a golfer, you know exactly, how many of you have tried to golf before? Raise your hand. Okay. Trying to golf is like nearly impossible. Would you guys agree? Impossible. First time I remember golfing, and I still to this day, I don't know the fundamentals really, right? But I know a little bit more. But I remember used to going out with my friends all the time, and man, I would just hack at that thing all the day. I'm the kind of guy that takes about 100 mulligans on 18 holes. It's pretty bad, right? When I would go out. And I remember the first time starting to play golf. It's so difficult. I'm a baseball player too, so I'm like winding up, you know? You're doing that. That doesn't work in golf at all. Talk to any golfer. You have to know the fundamentals. You have to know the stance. You have to know the grip, right? You have to know how to hold your arm. Do you guys see what I'm saying? Those are the fundamentals, and until you learn them, and it's amazing once you learn them. It's crazy. I remember going to instruction and sitting through an instructor, and the instructor showed me the fundamentals, and he took me through this, and I did it right once for the first time. I couldn't believe it. I knocked the ball like 350 yards. Unbelievable. Couldn't even get to go 10 feet. Next thing you know, 350. And those are fundamentals. Does this kind of make sense? Anybody here? So you get to that stage in conscious and competent where you want to focus on learning the fundamentals. And that's what we're going to talk about today, is the fundamentals. And once you start to do it and apply it, you're going to see results, and then you're going to go crazy with this thing. Because you're going to feel those results, and those results are going to start to work for you. So let's go ahead and go into it. You guys ready? Yeah. If you're ready, say ready. Ready. Okay, so what is the Seacret system? Some of you have heard it before. I really want to get into that today. What is the Seacret system? What is it? Why does it work? How does it work? Let's break it down and get into the fundamentals of this business. The foundation of the Seacret system is what we call wow parties. Everybody say wow party. Wow parties. Now what are wow parties? Wow parties are an opportunity for you to, of course, give your friends, family, contacts that you run into, an experience of our products. We always want to lead with the products, and we want to do wow parties in homes. Now, how many of you, I'm curious, by a show of hands and be honest, when you heard that you could build a big business and make a massive income, and you hear about people making a 7-figure income, and they do it from home with wow parties, thought that's unbelievable. I don't believe it. Honestly, I thought that. I thought there's no way that I could build a big international business from home. It seemed like I said, remember I said that everything that you think you should do is actually kind of the opposite in this business. So let's talk about that for a moment. How is it and why is it that something like a wow party can enable you to build a business that's not only all over this area, but then eventually goes all over the state, and then eventually not just all over the state, but all over the country, and then not just all over the country, but all over the world? How is it that can happen? Let's talk about it. Why wow parties? First of all, how many of you guys have your own home? By show of hands. Everybody has a home? So, can you see that everybody has their own personal space to host one? So sometimes I see people get started and they want to get this special place. You know, they think that they have to have this community center that's perfectly dialed in, or they got to go to a friend's place with the spa or something like that so that they could do, you know, a wild party. This is what people think. A lot of times they think it's going to be better that way or it's more effective. But actually, what works best is your home, because everybody has one. And I heard, here's the thing in this business. It's not does it work. It's not can you do one wild party at somebody's spot, this great location, and you could sign up 10 people and get a whole bunch of customers. It's not like that. What matters is not does it work, it's does it duplicate. Can everybody do it? Are you following me on this? That's the question you always need to ask yourself in this business, is can everybody do it? See, if everybody has a home that they can invite people over to their home and they can have a wild party, then everybody can do it. Does that make sense? Yeah. Right? Because that's the most important thing in this business, is everybody has a personal space to home one. Also, think about it this way. Getting guests to come and take a look at Seacret, to come and take a look at the products. What if you invite a guest? How many of you invited guests over here, maybe even to the event today, and they didn't show up? By show of hands. Happens. It's going to happen. It's actually a lot of times more difficult to get somebody to a hotel than it is to your home. Why is that? Think about that for a second. Why is it easier? Because aren't your friends, when you call your friends and you invite them to your home, aren't they kind of used to doing that? So it's easier to get guests to come to your home. So that's another reason why doing it at home works much better. It took me years to figure this out. So hopefully, well, let me kind of go into it. Also, it's a comfortable environment. When you invite your friends, family members, contacts that you work with, coworkers, they're comfortable in your home. You want to put them in a place where they're comfortable. If they're not comfortable, then guess what they're going to do? They're going to close their mind and they're not going to listen to the information the same way. So you want to have them in a comfortable environment. They're at your home, it's easy to get them there, it's comfortable, and ultimately this duplicates. That's why, because everybody can do it. Are you guys following me? Does this make sense, anybody? Yeah. So, what does duplicates mean though? Because we always use this word in this industry. You'll hear it. We made up a word in network marketing. It's called duplicatable. Did you know? It's not a word, is it? If you look it up in the dictionary, it's not. We made it up. Duplicates, though. What is it? You'll hear people say it all the time. Duplicates, duplicates, duplicates. What does this mean, duplicates? Well, let me just show you an example of duplication that I was shown one day that really expanded my thinking and helped me understand how this business works the way that it does. Okay? What does it mean? What would happen if you just doubled a penny every day for 28 days? 1 penny, and you just doubled it every day for 28 days. Let's talk about that. Day 1 through 5. After duplicating a penny for 5 days, it's 16 pennies. 16 pennies. What can you buy with 16 pennies? Not very much. Do you guys agree? Right? So 16 pennies, not a lot there, 5 days. But let's see what happens. 6 days, 7 days, 8 days, 9 days, 10 days. If you continue to double that penny, by the 10th day you have $5.12. So you're big time now. You can buy a cup of coffee, right? So now you can buy a cup of coffee. Okay, 11th day, 12th day, 13th day, 14th day, 15th day. Now it's $163.84. $163. What can you buy for $163? 2
cups of coffee.
2 cups of coffee? Is that not what they charge out here for? Yeah. You fill up your tank of gas. Some of you, right? So you still can't get a lot. 15 days. We're already more than halfway there. Do you guys agree? Only $163. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. By your 20th day, it's $5,242. So it's starting to pick up steam. What can you do with $5,000? Quite a bit. Vacation. You can do a nice vacation for $5,000, right? Okay. 21st day, $10,485. 22, 23, 24, 25. It's $167,000. 26, $335,000. 27, $671,000. 28, it's over $1 million. I saw this for the first time and it blew my mind. And here's what I want you to understand in this business, what makes it so powerful. If it duplicates, right? If one person, then, and I'm going to show you an example of duplicating as well, to kind of bring this more home. Once you start to duplicate, you get a lot of people doing it. It starts to compile and be something ridiculously significant. Are you guys following me on this? Is that unbelievable? Right? So here's a question I have for you. How could 6 hours a week, how many of you have 6 hours a week just extra to change your life? Change your life. What if I could show you a way that 6 hours a week could completely change your life and give you everything that you'd ever dreamed of? Anybody be interested in that? Now, I know it sounds crazy, but let me just share with you something. Let's say in the next 90 days, 6 hours a week, if you decided to just make a commitment to be consistent, how can 6 hours a week change your life? First, lead by example, okay? You want to make a commitment to do 2 wow parties a week. What if you did that? What if you had 2 wow parties a week? Let's say each wow party was 2 hours. 2 hours, 2 hours, that's 4 hours. What do we do with the other 2 hours? Seacret University. Come and get trained, get the knowledge, and get the experience. That's 6 hours a week. So let's talk about that. Let's say you did an average of 500 in volume sales from each wow party. 1,000 a week at 20%, that's $200 a week that you would be earning. Say approximately $200 a week that you would earn. Now, $200 a week is not a lot of money, but that's $800. What could you do with an extra $800 right now in addition to your income? Keep your job, keep whatever you're doing, just add an extra $800. How many of you would agree that that would change a lot of people's lives? Just that alone in itself. So what if you did that month 1? You led by example. But during that time, guess what? How many of you think you're going to find other people that want to be secret agents during that time? Find other people that want an opportunity. And you went into month 2, and instead of, it's not just you continue to do your 2 wow parties a week. So you continue doing that. But then you help those other 2 people. You teach the 2 people that you introduced to do the exact same thing that you just did. You guys follow me? What would happen? So you help the 2 agents duplicate the same process in your pay leg. You have 4 wow parties a week that are happening that they're doing. You're doing 2, they're doing 4. You guys follow me on this? That's 2,000 in volume that they're producing at 10%, which is what you earn in team commissions from that. $200 an extra week from your team. So now you're earning $200 a week, but your team is producing $200 a week. Does everybody follow me on this so far? Okay. That's 800 plus 800. That's an extra $1,600 a month. Now, still, not obviously a crazy income, 16. But what if you did that part-time and you're working 6 hours a week and you earn an extra $1,600 a month? How many of you guys could be excited about that? Just from duplicating something very simple. Okay, remember I said 90 days. So let's talk about month 3. Month 3. You continue leading by example. You continue to do your 2 wow parties a week. Okay? You duplicate this process 1 more month in your pay leg. Now you have 12 wow parties a week that are happening from your team. Okay? That's 6,000 in volume at 15% because now you would be enough to be a bronze agent, so you would get your promotion, you would rank advance. Now you're getting paid 15%, that's $900 a week from your team, and you're still earning your $200 a week, so that's $800 plus $3,600, that's $4,400 a month, $52,800 a year. Just from simply duplicating a very simple process. So you guys follow me on this? And see, here's the crazy thing about it. You only ever have to learn 4 things to be successful in this business. 4 things. You could become a Crown agent and receive a $1 million rank advancement bonus here at Seacret if you learn 4 things, which is what I'm going to share with you today. So you guys going to take notes? Yes. Okay. Those are 4 things that you have to do, and that's all you have to do is learn how to do these 4 things. So let's share with you briefly how to do that. The foundation of our business is a wow party. So we do wow parties. But what you have to do is, 1, invite to the wow party. So the first thing that you have to learn how to do is invite. Make sense? Because you have to get some people to show up. So first thing that we do is invite. You want to learn how to invite to a wow party. Here's the great news about it, is that we show you exactly how to do it. We have this thing called the blueprint for success. And I'm going to break into it, spend a little bit of time, show you how to talk to you about it today. If you can bring it up, that'd be great. So you invite, and it shows you exactly a successful invitation that's been proven that we know works. Now here's the reality. Not 100% of the people that you invite are going to show up. Would you guys agree? Yep. Yeah. It's not going to happen. If you're brand new, just realize. I was telling my dad just got started as a secret agent. Yeah. He's all pumped up. Right? And he's in California as a secret agent. He just had his first wow party. Wow. And yeah, it was pretty cool. So my dad, I'm trying to coach him through this experience. So you guys know how that is. Doesn't matter who I am, he's always my dad. Do you guys realize that, right? It makes no difference at all to him, and it's still the same experience. In trying to coach him in this business, he just doesn't listen. But that's okay. He's just going to go through it, you know? Just like you're going to do with all of your new agents. So I'm trying to coach my dad through this experience, and he's inviting people. First of all, he doesn't really want to listen to the proven method of inviting that's outlined here. He wants to do it his own way, right? Unconscious, incompetent. Right? He's in the very, very beginning. He doesn't know what he's doing. He doesn't want to listen to me how to do it. Then he tells me that he's got 15 people coming. And I told him, I go, Dad, just expect that about half of them are going to show up. And he's like, no way. These are my friends. I know all these people. Like, you know, they respect me. This, that, and that. I go, I know that. I understand that. But just expect that about half of them are not going to show up. Trust me on this one. Didn't listen to me, didn't believe me. Argued with me about it forever. All right? And I said, okay, all right. Has his wow party. Guess what happened? About exactly half the people showed up. He called me back. He was like, yeah, you're right. So yeah, I've been doing this a little bit of a while. The reality is, even when you're an effective inviter, only about half the people are going to show up. That's just what happens. Now, a lot of them are going to show up in the future. And stuff comes up. You realize stuff comes up in life. But it's human nature. So in this business, we sometimes start to understand human nature. We start to understand the way that people are. You know, things that come up, their family, their kids, you know, emergencies. And you don't hold it personally. You just realize that's the reality and it's the way that people are. Does that make sense, everybody? So you just learn to expect it. But you learn how to invite. Now, if you're inviting 10 people and one person showing up, then you're probably doing something off. Does that make sense? So there's kind of like a barometer. You can see exactly how to do this thing. You can see if it's working or not. If you got about half the people showing up, you're doing good. Just keep doing what you're doing. Does that make sense, everybody? So you want to invite. The next thing you do is you present. So once you invite somebody to come to your wow party, then you're going to want to learn to present. Now here's the great news. In the beginning, you're probably going to have your mentor or whoever you're working with, your sponsor, is going to help you with it. Sometimes, sometimes not. If they're not, that's great. It's better anyways. Trust me. It's better. Now some of you don't believe me. But that's okay because I didn't believe it in the beginning. Now, let me share with you something about presenting. What I thought in the very beginning about presenting is that you had to be good. Anybody ever thought that? Like, I got to be a good salesperson. Raise your hands. Be honest. Okay? What if I told you that that's actually probably one of the worst things that you could do? Is be a good salesperson. It took me forever to listen to that. I thought I had to become so good. But the reality is, let me tell you, when somebody comes to a presentation, they're asking themselves a few questions, always. In their mind, they're thinking something. When they're watching, they come to your wow party and they're sitting there watching it. They're saying, is this simple? They want to know, is it simple? Can I do it? And would I do this with my friends, family, my community? Those are the 3 questions they're asking themselves. And if you can answer those questions for them, then And, you know, the timing's right for them. A lot of it's about timing, too. But if you can answer those 3 questions for them, they're going to get started. It's something I learned. So somebody comes, and I see so many people that get started, brand new, they think they got to become like an esthetician or something. You know, or like a super technical, they just got to learn everything. And I see them do the presentations, and they're sitting there and they're doing the presentations, and they just know 100 other facts that are not here. They start talking about all the different ingredients and the science and all this stuff. You know what happens is that people who sit there at the wow party is they look at it and they just go, great product, I'm not going to do it. That's what they say. Why? Because it seems difficult. You guys follow me on that? It seems complex. It's not simple. So you have to remember, you just want to simplify something. As a matter of fact, if you're a really great presenter, here's the thing. If you're a really good presenter, a lot of times people are going to look at you as a really good presenter, and they're going to think, I can't do what you do. Most people say that. So actually, being bad is better sometimes. Are you guys following me on that? It really is. You know how long it took me to learn this? Years. Years. Because, you know, your own natural human nature, you think, I got to become so good at something in order to do it. But in our business, like I said, sometimes opposite of what you think is the reality. Right? So what do? I do wow parties. As a matter of fact, not too long ago, I was in Maryland. And I love to go, and I'll do a wow party myself. You know, because we started, I mean, you realize that we did everything that you're doing, we did to start. There's nothing that you're doing that we didn't do in the very beginning to go out there and build this business. So everything that you're doing, we're doing. We still do it. Betty, myself, we still go out there and we do wow parties. Why? Because I believe as a leader, you should lead by example. I shouldn't ask you to do something I'm not willing to do myself. Would you guys agree? I mean, that's just the reality of it. So we go do it all the time. So I go into a new market and I'm doing wow parties. And guess what I'm doing? At the wow party. Now, and when I start, I'm looking at this and I'm saying, okay, today I'm going to talk to you about Seacret. So, the company started 6 years ago. We're in over 34 countries. Looks like you wrote all this. Changed it because we. And I'll do that. Over 600 million in sales. Launched direct sales in May 2011. Perfect. Next page. Okay. Let me talk to you about the Dead Sea. Dead Sea is a pretty cool place. It's over 1,388 feet below sea level. It's the oldest spa on the planet. Each year, there's approximately over 500,000 people that visit the Dead Sea. And I do this. I really do. Dead Sea minerals serve to help with eczema, psoriasis, acne, and other skin conditions. So it's really awesome. Have you ever been to the Dead Sea? You know, that's how I do it. I read it. So I did this, and the person at the well party, there were about 2 new agents that signed up. So I didn't get 100% of the room, you know, but it doesn't matter. That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to get 100% of the room. I'm trying to do what everybody else is going to do. You guys get what I'm saying? Yeah. See, I don't want to sign up 100% of the room because not everybody can do that. I want to do what everybody else does because that duplicates. Is this kind of making sense to you? So I'm doing this, and a couple people sign up, and after they sign up, anyways, the whole thing goes up. The next day I have a training, and I was talking about a lot of the same things that I'm talking with you today about. And I was sharing with them this concept of you want to simplify your presentation. When you're doing a presentation, you just want to read it. So you just want to read it. You don't want to be an expert. You don't want to be a skin expert. You don't want to do any of that stuff. Just read it. And there's a guy in the audience, he's laughing. He's just cracking up. You know, so he's cracking up, and I called him. I said, yeah, I don't know. I didn't think I said a joke, but is there something funny, right? And he gets, I say, you know, stand up, and then he says, hey, I just want to tell you, I think this is hilarious. He says, I knew he was at the well party I was at last night. He's like, I was there, and I watched you do exactly what you're saying today. And he's like, and my guest signed up. And you know what my guest said to me? She said, if that guy can do it, I'm going to get rich. She said that. And I said, yes. That's exactly what I want. I don't want to do anything that they can't do. I don't want to be unduplicatable or whatever. Everything I want to do it so somebody else can do it. Always, that's what I think all the time. So read it. So sometimes you're better off being bad than you are being good in the beginning. Don't be worried about having to do the perfect party. If you can't get your sponsor or your upline to come do it, doesn't matter, just do it. Here's the thing about it. The reason that this works, it doesn't work in every company, by the way. But you know why it works here? Because the products are so good. They are. They do all the work. If you put on a mask and somebody on one side of the face has deep grooves and the next side of the face is flat and they see it, you think they're not going to be amazed by it? Do you think there's any presentation that I can do that's better than that? No. There's nothing I could say that's better than that. You know, I put the M4 on people and I take that off and they are just shocked. You know, I remember the first time I saw it, I was like, oh, there was no presentation somebody could say that would be better than that. So the reality is if you lead with the products, you let you just read the flip chart, it's just going to guide you through the basics of what to do, you keep it simple, and you let the products do all the work, you're going to be successful. It's going to happen. Am I right, Jared?
Absolutely.
It's exactly what you do. Jared's an agency member. It's one of the top people in our company, and I've seen it. We were together in Hawaii, right? We did a WOW party together. And what did he do? What did you do?
Read the flip chart.
You read the flip chart, right? That's what he does. You watch any of us. That's what we do. Just keep it simple, keep it basic. So it's very simple to do. You invite using the proven method that we have on the blueprint. We'll take you through that. You present. You have a flip book. You read it. You read the flip book. Okay? The next thing that you do, which is extremely important, is you launch people. How many of you have sponsored an agent yet in this business? Sponsored at least one agent? Raise your hands. First of all, let me give every single one of you a round of applause. Congratulations on that. Remember, it took me 30 people to get the first one, right? So, if you sponsor one agent, you're awesome. You sponsor one, but let me tell you, it's one of the most important responsibilities in this business to sponsor somebody. Because they're getting started, and let me tell you, they're not getting started because, actually, really, if they're getting started in the business, what I've discovered more is they're putting more faith in you than they are in the company or the products. They believe in you. So if you know where you're going, and you sponsor them, they're getting started because they want to partner and work with you. That's just the reality of it in this business, I've discovered. So people get started because of you, but you're a sponsor. Your job is to help them. My mentor shared with me, he told me if you help enough people get what they want, that you're going to get everything that you want in this business. Now, I know you've heard it before. Sounds cliche. A lot of people say it all the time. Let me tell you something. I just want you to think about it. It really is. If you focus on the people that you sponsor having success in their first 28 days, if you really spend all your time, effort, and attention in making sure that they complete mission superstar, I'm going to talk to you about that. If you do that with everybody, what's going to happen is that your group is going to start growing out of control. Automatically, by default. So launching people is everything in this business. And here's the great news about it. It's not that difficult. It's not that complex. All you have to do, here's the good news of it. You don't need to figure it out. Is that pretty cool? You don't. We actually have on this, every kit that you have, there's a little section here called Getting Started. Okay? Getting Started. Or there's a worksheet. There's a blueprint worksheet that's just a one-page worksheet that you can use with every brand new agent. When you sponsor somebody, you want to take them through the blueprint. And it's going to walk them through it. I'm going to talk to you about that. Let's actually break into a little bit more details about how you do this. Your goal in the beginning, every single one of you, if you're a brand new agent, here's your goal. Your goal is to complete Mission Superstar. Secret agents, your mission, should you choose to accept it, right, in the beginning, is to complete Mission Superstar. That's it. That's a first secret mission for every agent. You want to help every single agent complete this. And what is this? Step one, I know it's kind of small, sorry. Become Superstar eligible. What does that mean? Get your products to begin with, premium or a special agent set. So help, even if it's not right out of the gates, I know sometimes you start and you may not have $599 or $14.99. I understand that. I get it. In the beginning, just start with what you can, but eventually, within your first 28 days, get your products so that you can continue doing WOW parties. Does that make sense? So you want to help every new agent do that.
The second thing that you want to do is you want to help them sponsor one agent on their left and one on their right who becomes Superstar eligible as well, who get their products. Make sense so far? Third thing that you want to do is you want to help them get 4 customers. Now here's what we're doing. We just announced it. Everybody who does this within their first 28 days, they can choose either an iPad, or if you have an iPad, you can get $500. Is that pretty cool? All right? Just for doing that. Very simple. And you've also qualified now for our Enroll For, Pay No More program. I talked about this earlier. So now you can start getting your products free every single month. Just maintain those customers. So that's Mission Superstar. You want to do this with every single new agent. Your blueprint is going to help you. Let me skip this. I just said it. Your blueprint is going to help you do that. Okay? If you walk every single new agent through the blueprint worksheet, here's what it does. Number 1, you always want to start with a brand new agent. You want to sit down and, I know I'm going over a lot of information today, but you want to sit down with every new agent and you want to identify their reason why they're doing the business. Just ask them. It's pretty simple. You ask them. Take them through the worksheet. Sit down with them, or do it over the phone. Sometimes you're not in the same city. That's okay. You do it over the phone. You don't have to be right next to them, but you sit down and you ask them, what's your why? Why are you doing this business? Why do you want to commit to part-time? Because you want to help them get really clear on that in the beginning. If they know they want to do it. For me, when I got started in this industry, it wasn't to become rich. That wasn't my why. A lot of people think that's what it is. They think, oh, it's going to be, I ask people, they say, oh, I want to be rich. And I'll tell you, if that's what you think your why is, it's very easy to give up on being rich. It's easy to give up on it. People do it all the time. They start something, then things get a little challenging, and I don't really need to be rich. It's the first thing I hear out of them. Oh, I didn't really need that nice car. I didn't need it. I'm okay with my car. Oh, I don't really need that $1 million house. Because people don't really need that. But I'll tell you what, when I got started in this industry, my reason that drove me every single day to get up and work this business and consistently do it was right before, I remember the moment, right before I started, I was working with my dad, and my dad had a part-time side job that he did where he hung Christmas lights. He hung Christmas lights during Christmas time because we needed to make some extra money. So I go do it with him every Christmas. And the people that spend money, by the way, to hang Christmas lights normally have really big homes. You guys get what I'm saying? So we're up in this mansion, a multi-million-dollar estate. My dad's up on a ladder, and he's like, and my dad, he was in his 50s. He's 50 years old at the time, and 51. So he's 51 years old at the time. He's on a ladder. He's hanging Christmas lights, and he's on the ladder, and it's kind of tweaked out a little bit, and then it just kicks out, and it starts to slide over. And I'm watching my dad as this is happening, and I freak out because he's like way up high, and I'm just like, what's going to happen? And I run over, and I grab the ladder, and my dad grabs the gutter, and he's just kind of hanging on. He's about to fall. I remember that moment. I was terrified. I was so scared. My dad's like my best friend in life, and after that moment, I made a decision that I had to find a way. I had to find a way to put my dad in a position where he didn't have to do this anymore. So I could tell him, hey, you don't need to hang Christmas lights anymore. That for me was my why. That was my reason. When I got started, and I'll tell you why that was so powerful, because as I went through the business, there were moments where I felt like quitting, and you're going to feel that. It happens. It doesn't matter whether it's this business or any other business that you do in life, by the way. It's the same. You'll have moments where you feel like giving up. But there are moments when I felt like giving up. That, if it was for a house or a car or, I don't know, whatever other reasons, I could have easily just said, not that big of a deal. But you know what I couldn't do? I couldn't give up on my dad. I couldn't. I would think about it like, there's no way. I have to do it. Continue. So you know what? And I didn't have another way to make it happen. So taking a moment and just defining somebody's why is so critically important for you as a new agent. Get them focused on the reason why they're doing it, and it's going to keep them locked in long enough to actually learn how to do it. Does this make sense, everybody? So you want to always start with that. Every new agent, find out why they're doing it. Then you want to tell them Mission Superstar and the 5 assignments. There's 5 assignments that you want to walk every single new agent through. Number 1, first assignment. Your top 25. You want to do this right out of the gates. You should probably launch every new agent within 24 to 48 hours. Right away. Doesn't matter if it's in person or over the phone, but just make sure you go through this with them so that they know exactly what to do in the beginning, because they're really excited and you want to help them get into action right away. So first assignment, write down the top 25. Okay, second assignment, once they've done that, you want to immediately schedule 2 wow parties, 2 of them. Okay, a lot of times I say one on the weekday, one on the weekend. I say, give me a weekday and a weekend. Let's schedule 2 wow parties for you right now. Now, I also want to make sure that they schedule their wow party within their first 4 to 7 days. Let me tell you why that's so important. A lot of people think, how many of you have maybe, you've got a new agent started and then they wanted to schedule their first wow party in like 30 days? That happened? Or 2 months. They want to plan it out. Why? Because they think it's going to be more successful. They do. New agents, they always do that. They think it's going to be way more successful if they plan it out a long time. They send out invitations, they send out emails, they do all these things because they think that's the way to do it. But think about this for a second. What if I called you and I said, hey, listen, I got something amazing, unbelievable. It's going to change your life. I want to show it to you. And they're like, really? Your friend's on the edge of their seats. Really? Yeah, let's meet up in 2 months. Does that make any sense? No. It doesn't make sense. If you're really excited about something, like, we're best friends and I call you and I'm really excited about it, when am I going to want to see you? Now. Immediately. It creates urgency. People in their mind think it's really, really important if you make it urgent. In addition to that, let's say that you agreed to do this, to come to my wow party in 45 days. So you agreed to do this. 45 days is scheduled, you're going to come to it. Well, what are the chances that within 45 days, something else is going to come up?
Very likely.
Very highly likely. Matter of fact, majority of the time, that's exactly what happens. You give them 45 days to come up with an excuse not to come. That's exactly what happens. But see, people think, we all think, we've all done it. I've done it, every single one. We think that it works better that way, but it doesn't. It works better if you schedule it immediately, in the first 4 to 7 days. Because it's urgent, and people don't have time to come up with excuses. Because that's human nature. So, scheduling 2 wow parties out of the gates and getting them to do it in their first 4 to 7 days it works. Try it. Watch what happens. You'll see your results. They're going to change dramatically. Third assignment. Invite 10 to 15. 10 to 15. Now, some of you are saying, my house isn't that big. I can't hold 10 to 15. I hear that a lot too. Right? That's too many people. And you're right. 10 to 15, if you've ever had one, wow party with 10 to 15 is kind of difficult to do. Yeah, there's just a lot. Sometimes I like it a little bit more intimate, like 4 or 5 people, because it's manageable. But why do I say 10 to 15? You guys are listening. I love it. Because only half are going to show. So if that's the case, I got 5 to 7. That's my math. And that's a perfect number for me. You guys follow me on that? So inviting 10 to 15. Now, how do you do it? There's an invite in here. I'm not going to take you through it because you could read it later. There's an invite. It shows you exactly what you should say. And it's kind of got bullet points in it. So you don't have to say it exactly how it says. You don't want to sound like a robot. Just kind of read it but you can make it flexible. Choose products. So read that. It's pretty cool. It'll show you exactly how to invite, and it works. And you'll notice at the end it says, can I count on you to be there? That's like one of the most important things you say in the whole invitation is, can I count on you to be there? A friend of mine might not want to come initially, but then I say, can I count on you to be there? They kind of feel, oh, okay, well, I'm just going to be there to support you. But then they come, they love the products, they love the opportunity, they want to get started. You guys see what I'm saying? Yep. So it's very simple. Use the invitation. Fourth assignment, wow party time. Do the wow party. Now, here's the cool thing about it. We have tools that train you exactly how to do it. Not only do you have the flipbook, we already talked about that, so I'm not going to walk through that again. But we also have a training that you can go to by our top money earner in the company that shows you exactly how she does wow parties. Is that cool? Tiffany Moore.
Yeah.
You guys know? You guys heard of her, right? Yeah. 7-figure earner, right? Diamond agent, Tiffany Malott. She goes through exactly what she does, and you're going to find out a lot of what I'm saying is what she applies the same thing. She keeps it simple. She doesn't try to be 7-figure earner Tiffany Malott. She just keeps it simple. But she shows you exactly how to do it. I'd encourage you to watch it. Train you how to do it. Show you exactly what are the basics. What do you have to do to be successful? And the 5th thing that you do with every new agent is you plug them into the system. Plug them in. What does that mean? Plug them into the system. Today, you are plugged into the system. Let's give every single one of you a round of applause. Plugging people into the system. What is the system? We have Sunday vision calls. Every Sunday we have a call. We have a conference call that's going to keep you connected to what's happening in the company. It's going to keep you connected to the announcements. It's going to keep you connected to all the information. So every Sunday vision call. We also have local trainings. All right, Seacret University every week. We have monthly regionals like you're at today. And then national conventions. How many of you guys went to our national convention? They're unbelievable. See, when you keep somebody in that system, here's what's going to happen. They're going to grow. And they're going to go through. Here's what the system is designed to do. Okay, I'll take it back to the beginning. Remember I talked about the 4 stages of learning? The system is designed to take you through those stages. From unconscious incompetent, to conscious incompetent, to conscious competent. You guys follow me on this? To unconscious. If you plug into the system long enough, it will become unconscious for you. And pretty soon you'll be the one up here talking in front of hundreds or even thousands of people. Some of you guys are like, I don't want to do that. But it will happen. It'll happen naturally. It'll become unconscious for you. You just have to stay plugged in the system. So, I'm going to take this back real quick. We're going to talk about a few other things. But what's the number one? Remember that I said there's 4 things that you do. Let's take this back. What's number 1? Wow. You guys are funny. Wow. Right. Number 1 is to invite. So you got to learn. You have to learn 4 things. 4 things in this business. Number 1 is invite. Learn how to invite. You want to be about 50%. Number 2, present. How do you present? Read the flip book. Put the products on people. That's it. The next thing you do, number 3 is what? Launch. How do you launch people?
Blueprint.
Take them to the blueprint. That's it. Be committed to your people in the beginning and help them do it. Help them have success. Sometimes, I'm going to tell you though, sometimes you want it more for them than they want it for themselves. Would you agree? Yeah. Hey, the reality is sometimes it happens. You cannot force somebody to become successful. You could do it, spend time with them, walk them through it, right? Coach them through it, but not everybody's going to do it. It's just the reality of life, and just understand it. Just understand it's human nature. It's going to happen. Okay? Not 100% are going to do it, but you just keep them focused, and you do your job. You do your job, take them through it. Take them through the blueprint. And then the 4th thing that you do, what's number 4? Yes. Plug them in, there is a plug into the system. Okay? 4th thing that you do is you plug everybody into the system. And if all you do is that, and consistently do that, again and again, because remember, we're duplicating. Remember the double penny example. 1 turns into 2, turns into 4. Do it again, and again, and again, and again. Next thing you know, you're going to wake up like Jerry Davis and have 2,000 something people in your team. That will happen for you. You just got to do it. But really, the most important thing you got to understand is because I think that if you agree with what I'm saying, if this is making sense to you, I'm sure how many of you, by show of hands, would agree that this is simple? Raise your hands. Okay, so I think we've all universally agreed that it's simple. Then if it's simple, why isn't it that everybody just does it? Motivation. Yeah, what's easy to do is easy not to do, right? It's very easy not to do, but here's everything. Okay, the most important thing that I can share with you today is everything is about your mindset. Your mindset is everything. It's the key. The reality is that anybody can do this business, but they let their mind get in the way all the time. You know, the first thing you want to ask yourself is, why are you in Seacret? So if you're sitting here today, if you haven't really thought about that, if you haven't dug down here and really became really clear and specific, like why you're here, you need to do that. Number one. It's the first thing. Why is it? Maybe it's just you want to send your kids to private school. Maybe that's it. Maybe you want to be able to spend more time with them because you spend too much time at work. And you want to be able to spend more time with your kids. Maybe that's important for you. Maybe there's charity that you wish you could give more to, but you can't. Maybe you want to help your church more. Maybe it's you just want to be able to take your family to go travel the world and experience everything that you never had. I don't know what it is for you, but ask that question, because that question, if you become really clear on that, that's going to help you deal with this. We call it the emotional roller coaster. See, the reality is every single new agent goes through it. And if you're brand new, you're going to go through it. It's going to tell you. I remember when I first saw the business. Remember I told you, my mentor, he showed me that stack. There were hundreds of thousands of people, and he's flipping through it, and he showed me. My brain was spinning. I couldn't sleep. And after I saw that presentation, I was like, way up here. I was so excited. How many of you remember? How many of you were excited the first time you saw Seacret, right? I mean, your brain starts to go, and you're super pumped up and excited. But here's what happens. What you realize in life is that you can't have a high without a low. You can't have a good without a bad. The two kind of go hand in hand. So it's interesting is that when you're really, really high, it's easy to get really, really low. And that's what happens in this business. A lot. And I remember, I was so excited. I was so pumped up. Couldn't believe it. I was going to get rich. Found a way to retire my dad. Call my dad. Tell him, listen, I found this business. I'm going to do it. I'm going to be successful. I'm going to retire you. We're going to make millions of dollars. We're going to make residual income. How do you do it, Hayden? You build a team. And then, you build this team, and 2 gets 4 gets 8, and you build a team of hundreds of thousands of people, and I'm going to make a $1 million ring investment bonus. My dad says, you're crazy. He says, Hayden, that's a pyramid. You're not going to make money doing that. Those things don't work. Anybody ever heard that before? My dad told me that. All of a sudden, I'm like, uh-oh. Is it what? It's legal? And I go from way up here, I'm super pumped up and excited, to, I just lost money. It's not going to work. I get all this negative seeds of doubt that just start to, plug into my head. It started to happen. Every single person goes through it. Just here's what I want to tell you right now if you're brand new. If you're going to, when you go through it, it's normal. Just remember that I said that. Normal. Every single one of us go through it. You go through this. And you know what? It doesn't matter, even if it's not network marketing. You think of people saying, oh, because it's network marketing. No. If you go start your own business. I know people, they start their own franchise. They spend hundreds of thousands of dollars, and they got all their friends and family who are telling them they're crazy for doing it. Why? Because they believed in their own dream and they're going after it. I believe that people in life, a lot of times, are what we call toxic dream stealers. I like to think of like what you guys ever see crabs in a bucket? Try to take one crab out of a bucket. They all grab onto the crab and they don't let it go. You guys realize that? They pull the crab back in. That's what people are in life. A lot of times you today are probably going to make a decision in your heart that you're going to get serious about this thing. And you're going to commit it and you're going to go after it. But then all the people around you, the surrounding influences, are going to, you're going to try to climb out of the bucket, and they're like those crabs, and they're just trying to pull you back down. Keep working your job. Keep doing the paycheck to paycheck thing that every single one of them are doing. They're unsatisfied, they're complaining about life, right? They're not doing anything to get in a better direction, and they're going to tell you what you're doing is not going to work. See, the reality is that you're going to go through it. Every single one of us goes through it, especially when you start to change. Because here's what it is. Your success is a reminder for them of what they are not doing. So you have to realize that when you start trying to change a new direction, you're going to run into negative people. So people go through this excited moment, they're pumped up, next thing you know they run into negativity, and you're still going to question it. Even though I'm saying this today, it doesn't matter, you're still going to question it. That's okay, I understand. I won't take it personally. I'm just telling you, you're going to go through it. You're going to be negative. But see, I felt negative. And I remember calling my mentor, and my mentor had the same conversation I'm having with you, and told me, listen, your dad told you that. I thought you told me your dad was the reason that you're doing it. You want to do what your dad? My dad was my mentor was kind of serious. He said, you want to tell me you want to do what your dad's doing the rest of your life? I said, okay. All right, well, I'll give it a try. He says, no, Hayden, don't try it. If you're going to try it, just quit. Because trying anything in life is never going to work. You have to decide whether you're going to do it or don't do it. That's it. You don't try. He says, just decide to do it. So I decided, you know what, I'm going to try. So I go out there, and I remember. It's great book talks, and then you're still going to do it anyways. But so I decided, start to invite some people, get all pumped up. Invite some people, come. So my first, I talked to my first 30 people. Nobody signs up. And guess what happens again? I'm down, I'm negative, it's not going to work. Kept going though, kept going. Signed up one person, what do you think? I was like, yes! Yes! So excited, I could not believe it. I was like on a high like never before. Some of you know exactly what I'm talking about. The first agent you signed up. Like, yes! He's going to do it with me. Couldn't believe it. Started to work with his agent next month. He decides he wants to quit. Again. It's going to happen. And keep going. But you know what? Then you're going to promote. You're going to have silver, and you're going to get it. You're going to get this thing unconscious and competent. But see, here's the reality is that we're all going to go through it. And it doesn't matter whether it's this business or somewhere else. Let me tell you that. Whether it's here or somewhere else, if you want to become successful in anything that you want to do in life, you're going to have to go through it. So might as well do it here. Does that make sense? Because successful people are what I call emotionally intelligent. Emotionally, it's not about intelligence here, IQ. It's emotional intelligence. Instead of being like this, right? What you find is that, first of all, you're never going to get rid of the emotional roller coaster. You're always going to have it. Doesn't matter. Even the most successful people do. Because we're human. It's nature. So it's human nature. Once again, we have emotions. But what we learn to do over time is we don't let the highs be so high and we don't let the lows be so low. We just kind of learn to kind of coast. You know what I mean? We're like this. We have it, but we just, sure. I did a wild party not too long ago. Nobody signed up. Nobody signed up. Now, you think I felt good about that? Of course not. I'm still human. Nature. Walk out and thinking, I felt so bad for like half a second. And I just shake it off and I'm like, okay, let's go to the next one. And that's what happens. You'll learn to kind of let your highs not be so high and your lows. You know what? When something happens great, I don't get too excited about it either. It's just part of the journey. You realize it's just part of the journey of wherever you're going to go. So you got to ask yourself a question. How do you deal with that? It's going to be one of the most important factors in determining your success here. How do you deal with the emotional roller coaster? Ask yourself another question. Are you committed to personal growth and development? See, when I started in the industry, my mentor told me that the reason, right, my income level was determined by the level of thinking I was at today. And he said if I wanted to change my income, right, I needed to change the way that I thought. So that I had a lot of people throughout my life who were just, or a lot of, you realize that there's a lot of influences, a lot of different things that you listen to. There's a lot of TV, radio, all this kind of stuff that you're listening to by average people who are telling you, who are training you, teachers growing up, and they're great people, but they're not living life on the level you want to be at. And these are the programs that you've put into your brain for a long time. My mentor explained to me, he's like, Hayden, you got to start putting in some new programs. Find the people that you want to be in life, that have the kind of character that you want to have, that are living their dream lifestyle. Find what they're doing and study it. Study it. And he gave me, I remember him taking my CD case, go to my car, get in my CD case, and he flipped through it, and I had like all types of cool stuff, 50 Cent, System of a Down, and No Effects, and punk and crap, and everything else. And he looks at it and he says, hey, no wonder you're broken. And he threw my CD case away. I told you I had a pretty serious mentor. He threw them away. But he gave me something, which is one of the most valuable things I ever got. He gave me a book of CDs by Jim Rohn. It's called Cultivating an Unshakable Character. and I think it was 687. And he told me not to take it out until I get promoted to this position I was going for. He's like, I don't want you to take it out, just listen to it. And I'd listen to it every single day. Every single day I'd be driving my car, every single day. Now, at first it was a little bit painful. Some of you, it will be painful in the beginning. A little bit boring in the beginning for a lot of people. Some of you guys are going to be like all over right away when you start. But some it's a little bit painful. It was a little bit painful for me in the beginning. But what happens is after time, it's kind of strange. I like listening to personal development more than I like listening to music. I just listen to personal, I'd be listening to Jim Rohn and he'd say something like, ooh, that's good. You guys know what I'm saying? You know exactly what I'm saying, right? Like, ooh, you love it. You get into it. You just like, because you're getting fed in a way that's like unbelievable. So the reality is that if you stay, it's just like a habit. It takes, what do they say, 28 days to create a habit? To do it, 21? 21, thank you very much, right? 21 days to create a habit. So you do it for 21 days, or 28, or whatever it is, 30 days. Do it 30 to be safe, okay? 30 to be safe, right? And you do it consistently every day, watch what's going to happen. It becomes a habit. Next thing you know, you've got a good habit. So are you committed to personal growth and development? Trust me, it's everything. Here, making that commitment. And here's what we do. Every new agent, every single new agent gets one of these little things called an agent kit. And in it, why do you think we decided to do this? Changed my life. This guy changed my life. Jim Rohn. We put it in every single agent kit. By show of hands, be honest. How many of you have listened to it all?
Yes.
Awesome. Let's give you guys a round of applause, right? How many of you have listened to it like 20 times? Ah, very good. We need to get you a new one. Right? You're past the building your network marketing. We got to go to cultivating unshakable character, right? Go to the next stage. But, and I started listening to it. It's funny, because then I started like saying, it sounded like Jim Rohn. You know what I mean? Because I listened to it so many times. But here's the reality, is that, do it consistently, and that's going to make all the difference for you. Do you have long-term thinking? Are you thinking this is going to happen overnight? This is not a get-rich-quick program. This is not like, start talking about somebody that made, the reality is you look at like, the diamond age, you look at like John and Tiffany Milan, you hear that they've been here for a year and a half, and now they're making a 7-figure income here at Seacret. Well, what you don't know is that they worked in this industry many years before that, and they went through it consistently to learn how to do it, to go through the basics to learn it. You have to realize it's not an overnight success, You're going to hear it sometimes. Now, it does happen, but what if it doesn't happen? Okay, what if it doesn't happen in 1 month for you, or 6 months for you, or 1 year for you? See, the reality, emotional roller coaster, right? You start to get low, you're starting to go through that. See, but if you have long-term thinking, and I remember when I got started, because I was listening to Jim Rohn, and Jim Rohn actually started in the industry at 25, and he said by the time he's 30. I'm 30 right now. It's kind of interesting. I go back and I look at it, and I thought, I'm going to get 5 years. I'm going to be 5 years committed. Every single day. Doesn't matter what happens, I'm going to be 5 years, I'm going to be committed. Now, is 5 years too much to ask? You got to ask yourself that question. I mean, what does it take to make 7 figures? What kind of profession or career could you be in that would be 7-figure income paying? Maybe later. What? Brain surgery. I sat next to a brain surgeon once on a plane, and he told me that you can make $1 million, 7 figures. You can make $1 million a year in brain surgery. And I asked him, I go, what did it take for you to become a brain surgeon? I just was curious. And he says, I took 4 years undergraduate school, right? At which time, if you're pre-med, you don't want to work because it's too hard. So it's pre-med. You have to go 4 years, you have to go to a good school because you want to get into a good med school, so you're going to have to take on student loans. So you got student loans. Then, after you graduate from that, you got to go into med school. Med school, another 4 years, right? Or is it 8 years? No, it's 4 years, and then residency afterwards. So it's 4 more years. That's what he told me. 4 more years. He says, by the time you graduate, because you can't work the whole time, 8 years later, you're probably, if you went to a good school, about $300,000 in debt. So you're about $300,000 in debt when you graduate. Then you start making big money? No. You then got to become a resident and work in a residency program. If you're going for brain surgery, 7 years. And he said, during that time, that's what he told me. He said, during that time, that he worked 90 hours a week, right, for $30,000 a year. 90,000 a week for $30,000 a year. He says, you're better off being a plumber. during that time frame. So, and then after 7 years, then he can become a brain surgeon, and start making some great money. That's 15 years later, $300,000 in debt, just to be in a position to earn a 7-figure income. So we say, can you give us 5 years? Is that too much to ask? I mean, have you guys ever hear it? It's really interesting. You guys get it. I mean, just have long-term thinking. It's not going to happen overnight. Just be consistent. Consistently consistent. Plug into the system. Last thing you want to ask is, do you have rhino vision? Okay, what does this mean, rhino vision? Okay, a rhino. When you think about a rhino has no peripheral vision. It can't see to the left, it can't see to the right, it can only see straight ahead. It's the only thing that it can see. When it locks onto a target, it only sees that target, and it goes after it. And just in case it runs into, while it's running towards this target, full steam, the rhino has 4-inch thick skin. In case it runs into anything, it's got armor-plated skin. Right? It's got that thick skin that doesn't allow anything to stop it. And just in case there's anything that gets in its way, it has a big horn. And it knocks it out of the way. The reality is, in this business, you've got to have rhino vision. In anything in life to become successful, not just this business, but in Seacret, you've got to have rhino vision. When you decide, if today you decide in your heart and in your mind that you're going to go after your why, you can't let anything get in the way. You can't let anything stop you. You can't let twigs get in your way. You have to have rhino vision. You have to go after it. You have to have long-term thinking. These are the most important things, because what we talked about today, the system, do you follow the system? Is it simple?
Yes.
Is it simple?
Yes.
It is simple. Anybody can do it. The only challenge that people have is this. That's it. It's the only challenge you're going to have. If you get clear on this, and you get focused, and you have long-term thinking, right? You avoid emotional roller coaster. You don't let that get you. Commit to personal growth and development. You have long-term thinking. You have rhino vision. If you focus on these elements, and you just replicate the same behaviors again and again and again and again, whatever you wrote down today is your reason why will happen. And you're going to be telling that story. And you're going to be inspiring people because you made a decision in your heart and in your mind to make it happen. So with that being said, if you're ready, how many of you guys are ready?
I'm ready.
Yeah. Okay. What do you do right now? Right now, from this moment, I want each and every single one of you to just think that this is brand new day one. What if this is your first time hearing it? It doesn't matter whether you've been here a month, 3 months, 6 months, a year, 2 years. Maybe around that long, but you know what I'm saying? It does not matter. Think like this is day one. Like you're brand new starting again. And here's what I want you to do. Number 1, schedule a wild party. What if every single one of you today scheduled it? Put it in the books, write it down. Next 4 to 7 days, right? Not 40 days. 4 to 7 days. Can we do that?
Yes.
I don't know. You guys aren't that pumped up right now. Can we do that?
Yes.
Schedule a wild party. Get forward, pay no more. How many of you, by a show of hands, right now, are getting free product from Seacret? Beat you guys up. Every single person in this room, next time I come back, should raise their hand. Can you guys do that?
Yes.
Get your products for free. We don't want you to pay for it.
Yeah.
Seacret does not want you to pay for your products. We want you to get your products for free. So go get 4 customers and get your products for free. Get your regimen every single month. Can we do that?
Yes.
Excellent. Next, go Superstar. Glad I'm getting you so pumped up. Woo. Go Superstar. Woo. How do you go Superstar? First of all, did you get a premium or a special agent package? If you didn't, find a way to do it. Maybe, if not now, in the next 28 days. Get your products. Because if you don't have all the products, you can't demo the products. People spend $80,000 to start their own small business. Get some products so you can go do some demonstration. Can you do that?
Yeah.
Right? And I know I took a lot of time, but I really, really wanted to give you this information. And I thank you guys so much. I thank everybody here for your commitment to the vision of Seacret, and just your just being a part of the family here. It's great to get to know you. I know we're going to hang out tonight. We're going to have some fun. Look forward to getting to know all you guys. So thank you guys very much. Appreciate it. And back to Jared and David.
Thank you, Mr. Hayden Daughters.